First on CBS This Morning, Stacey Abrams joins us from Atlanta to announce a new initiative that she's working on. It's helping people hit the hardest by the coronavirus. Abrams is the founder of Fair Fight 2020 and, as you know, was a 2018 Democratic candidate for governor of Georgia. Good morning to you, Stacey Abrams. Always good to see you. I want to talk about your initiative in just a second, but first I want to start with your governor's decision to reopen. I want to get your reaction to that. You have called it dangerously incompetent. What concerns you?
Georgia is a state that has one of the highest infection rates. We're recently ranked number 14. The city of Albany itself was number 4 in the world for coronavirus infection rates. And we have the 7th slowest testing rate, which means that we don't know what is happening in Georgia. We do know that we have more deaths than almost any other state in the Southeast, and that we are not ready to return to normal. What's even more concerning is that the businesses that are opening are ones like nail salons and restaurants, places where low-income workers are going to be compelled to go back to work in order to keep their jobs, and they're going to be the most at risk for contracting the disease. And we have one of the weakest health infrastructures in the country without Medicaid expansion and one of the highest rates of hospital closures in rural communities.
I was also wondering, Stacey, how do you social distance in a barber shop, a nail salon, or a tattoo shop? But your governor has said this. He knows that some of the cases will go up. Hold on for 2 seconds. He said he knows the cases will go up. He said, but the state is better prepared to handle it, and that he doesn't give a damn about politics at this particular time. You think that's true?
This isn't about politics. This is about people's lives. We have people who are the most vulnerable and the least resilient being put on the front lines of contracting a disease that they cannot get treatment for. We have swaths of Georgia where we have no hospitals, no doctors, and no relief. But we're also one of the states that has the weakest public infrastructure. We have a hard time getting unemployment benefits. We have a hard time getting access to medical care. There is no legitimate reason for reopening the state except for politics, and I think it's deeply disingenuous that he would pretend otherwise.
So what do you think it's going to take to get the testing right in Georgia?
It's going to require funding, but it's also going to require recognizing that over the last 20 years, Republican leadership has weakened the public health infrastructure of our state. And the governor's refusal to expand Medicaid means we haven't gotten the new infusions of cash that could have helped prepare us for this pandemic. But the reality is we are where we are, and we need to meet the cause and the challenge where we are. This is an issue of competence. This is not an issue of politics, and it is a question of people's lives. And putting the most vulnerable on the front lines to meet some political goal is deeply problematic.
Let's talk about your new initiative, if we could move on. It says you will give $1,000 to 100,000 households. How are you selecting the people that will get the money, and where's the money coming from?
So Project 100 is a joint project between Give Directly, Propel Fresh EBT, Stand for Children. These are 3 organizations that work with the most vulnerable Americans. And the money is coming from some incredible donors, but it's also coming from everyday people who are willing to contribute at project100.us. The people who will receive the money are SNAP recipients who use the Propel Fresh EBT app. And that's one of those it's an app that was designed to help low-income people better manage their SNAP benefits. We have 2 million users who are receiving this, who use this app, and they will be the frontline recipients of these contributions.